Thank you. So it took me a little while to find your county on the map. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's a little further up. I know this is focused on the south, but yeah, it's just follow 59 up toward Houston.
Yeah, so I did find it, and I guess my question then is, you said things have been worse in the last 9 months than prior to that. So are people ending up, how are people ending up in your county who are coming from Mexico or other countries?
So geographically, Representative, US 59 is part of the 7759 corridor into Houston. So, and then 35 runs along the southern end. So I have two corridors that come through the county. And when you have a corridor that comes through, it changes the entire complexion of what you do. Every county along the corridor, they're stretching all the way back to Clayburgh County. We have experienced the effects of the surge that is upon us now, and the situation that we have. So it's not just Jackson County, because as folks expand into other counties, I've had probably 50 plus sheriffs contact me about, what do I do? One of my deputies or one of my police officers stopped a truck or a van, and there's 12 people in it. They're here illegally. They're being smuggled in. What do I do? How do I get hold of Border Patrol? I don't have Border Patrol in my county, Franklin County. I mean, I don't have Border Patrol. What do I do? These are the kind of things that law enforcement today, we have not had to deal with to the scale that we are now. And so when you examine this, I mean, we have a lot of people coming in that are being smuggled that are not accounted for. So you have actually two. You have folks who are coming in here and saying, listen, I'm claiming asylee status here in the United States. And then I have another very large group that comes in, and I don't want asylee status. I want to come in, and I don't want you to know about it. So those are two distinct groups that we have.
So what I'm hearing is it's being attributed to the federal government, to our president and vice president. Is that what you're saying? I mean, or maybe I shouldn't make that assumption. Maybe I should say, what do you attribute the change in, it being a larger number that you're seeing in 2021 than in prior years?
Clearly, the impact has to be related squarely with the administration policies and visions of what they see as border security, and that's where we are.
So I am to understand, actually, that Title 42 is still in place and that many people are not being allowed to come in. So
Title 42 is a good thing, Representative. That has helped Border Patrol perform, but it's one of the examples that has been given to me by Border Patrol is even with the expansion from the state and the state's response here to help Border Patrol, even with the federal government sending X amount of agents or taking agents from the Rio Grande Valley sector and putting them in the Del Rio sector, or taking from the Laredo sector or from further up, from El Paso sector, there's still not enough people. There's 220,000 people came in July alone. So you have an overwhelming situation where personnel, I mean, those many of those men and women are exhausted.
So you said 220,000 people came in July alone. Is that account from Border Patrol?
Border Patrol, yes, ma'am.
And so it sounds like they're not getting stopped at the border necessarily, but they are finding ways to get in, and that's stretching your resources. You also mentioned reaching out to Catholic Charities, and there are other organizations that are trying to help, whether it's COVID testing, providing shelter, things like that. Do you work with these organizations, or what would you say the relationship is with the organizations that are trying to help the situation?
Personally, Representative, I don't work with them. My association with the NGOs, and there are several that are involved in this on the strategic moving of migrants as they come in, is only through the National Sheriff Association being on that committee. And the NSA has not been able to get an answer from DHS or from some of the committees or some of the NGOs.
Haven't been able to get answers on what?
Just no answer returned, no answer given. How can law enforcement get information on who's coming to what county? How many people are coming? How is our school going to be impacted here? What are our law enforcement resources going to be impacted by? Are you going to bring 1,000 people into a community where there's 3 schools? These are the infrastructure issues that the hospitals and school districts and so forth are very concerned about here in Texas and in other states. So if we had 2,000 people come into Jackson County, where's the housing going to be? How are we fundamentally going to support that, with county resources?
But so far, none of that's happened because people are being turned away at the border for the most part through Title 42, or?
I don't believe they're being turned away, Representative. I don't think that's the case. I mean, some are being turned away, but I don't believe the majority are being turned away. I mean, they're being brought into, they're handed their papers from notice to appear in most cases, and are being delivered to certain parts of the country. I read a report last week where less than 10% were reporting in from around the nation to ICE stations. They're being told what to do and then being asked to report in for their hearings, to identify themselves in their hearings. But I'm hearing a very low number of that's happened.
So I guess I'm still confused about where the people are. If schools are saying, are they going to come to our district? If hospitals are saying, we're worried that we might see this increase in people, but nobody is saying that they are there right now.
No, it's a concern though. If that was to happen, and clearly they are going somewhere. We just don't know where, which is. So
they're just kind of invisible right now. We don't know where they are.
Yes, we don't know, and we've been unable to find out.
You finish.